Hello everyone! The topic of today's video is all about rule sets and difficulties. The way my system is played is not about using everything that is included. That goes for character or gameplay options as well as certain rules. These rule sets are categorized in standard, extended and additional, while the difficulties are categorized in normal, hardcore and heroic. You are expected to pick and choose between the different rule sets and difficulties, since it is not needed to use every single one if you don't like or need them. Before I go further into detail, feel free to subscribe if you are interested in hearing more about this system. Rule sets. The standard rule set is about the bare bones of the game. Here are simple things tackled like how to play the game, how combat in different situations work, how skill checks can be resolved, and what kind of actions one can take during combat. These also include rules for movement like jumping, climbing, and swimming, as well as item or NPC interactions. The extended rule set is about more realism or generally having to keep track of more numbers and resources. For some groups, these can obviously be more tedious than actually fun, which is why these can easily be left out. Extended rules are such as inventory space, which deals about how much you can carry on your body in a backpack and in total. Item damaging, which can damage any of your items while in combat, gaining break levels, which makes your equipment worse and having to be repaired. Temporary removed hit points, which are HP that cannot be regained by a normal rest, and need further treatment through medicine checks, potions, or spells. Injuries, which deal about how certain body parts can be injured intentionally and with what the different injury levels influence the character, and much more. The last is the additional rule set. These mainly care about options one can take for their character, such as different cultures, classes and class features, species and species add-ons, such as cybernetics or being undead, different backgrounds and much more. The many different options one can take is defined by your setting. What technology does it have? What kind of people populate your world or universe? Which backgrounds make sense for the type of game you will be playing? And how magical your world is in the first place. A game where magic is extremely rare might just disallow any magical classes and only allows you to use martial classes with some minor magical powers, which you can get through class feature choices. Or when you play in a Bronze Age setting where steel equipment just hasn't been invented yet. It is up to the GM in collaboration with the group to define which rules and options to use for the one-shot or campaign they would like to play. Difficulties. Difficulties are mostly seen in a few aspects of the system. Which way of getting ability scores and thus how powerful characters are at the start of the game, how much XP one gets through monsters and missions, scavenging for resources, taking rests, and more. The normal difficulty is the normal way to play the game. This is what the game is balanced to. For some, this difficulty might be more difficult to what they are used to, especially in early levels. In this system, one is supposed to become better over time in all aspects of the character, features, HP, ability scores, and skills. Playing in the hardcore difficulty makes the game much harder and ruthless. Consequences of one's actions can be more dire, as taking a long rest takes multiple nights. Scavenging for food is more difficult, and characters start out much weaker at the beginning of the game. This difficulty can be fun for gritty and hard games where survival is key. But if you don't like hard games and just want to chill out and relax, maybe playing a heroic difficulty is much more for you. This makes the game a bit more easier and allows for characters to more rapidly level up, have less chance of gaining any injuries, and in general have a more relaxed time. If you simply want to be the hero of your setting and save the world, this difficulty can be just for you. When choosing a difficulty, you do not have to stick to it throughout the game. Here, once again, you can pick and choose of what you like. Have characters start the game with a higher ability scores by using the heroic difficulty. Have them level up less frequently by using the hardcore difficulty, and let rests be in the normal difficulty. This is your game and your choice to make. These difficulties do not interact with combat in terms of how smart monsters would fight the players, nor does it change the HP or standard damage output of a monster. These can obviously be adjusted by the GM themselves, but there are no suggestions as how to do so in the system. If you realize a difficulty makes the game too easy or too hard, make sure to discuss this with your players. Find a solution that makes everyone happy, even if you change some of the rule sets and difficulties during the game itself. If you got any questions or suggestions for future videos, feel free to comment down below. I'd be happy to answer you via a comment or an entire video. Thank you very much for watching, good gaming, and goodbye.